Hello and welcome. I'm Gohar Raza and you are watching Eureka, a program that brings you face to face with an outstanding scientist. Welcome Dr. Sarangi to Rajya Sabha channel. We are very thankful that you have given us time. You were directly recruited into Uranium Corporation of India. As a geologist, did you feel comfortable working with physicists because it is the area of physicists, not of geologists?
Yes, it was in fact the Bhabha's dream to make India indigenously sufficient with nuclear generation capacity. It is with this aim that he first emphasized that India must have indigenous resources of uranium, and that is how Uranium Corporation of India was set up to produce uranium, mining and processing of uranium in the country. And being a part of that, I feel absolutely not at all uncomfortable with working with physicists or engineers, or for that matter with anybody. In fact, I enjoyed working with all these great personalities and with this great setup.
Do you feel related to people like Dr. Bhabha, Dr. Sethna, those icons of that time? Do you still get inspired by them?
Yes, I get inspired by the people, those who directly worked under him, like Dr. Chidambaram, Dr. Kakotkar, Dr. Banerjee, the present chairman, Dr. R.K. Sinha. They were wonderful personalities and wonderful scientists, wonderful leaders.
Let's go back to memory lane. Did you ever think when you were a part of a family where father was a doctor that you will be working with atomic energy?
I had the name of Dr. Bhabha, but I had never thought that I will have the opportunity to work in the family of Dr. Bhabha so intensely. In fact, I took up science, after my intermediate in science, I took up physics.
Who inspired you to take up science? Your father?
My father was a motivational force, obviously, definitely was a motivational force. And some of my teachers, I had outstanding teachers, professors at different periods.
You remember them?
Yes, I do remember them. And they contributed immensely to shape my future towards science. So as I said, I was first taking up physics. Then the class was very big when we took up BSc Honours in Ravenshaw College. Presently it is Ravenshaw University in Odisha. But my friends, those who were studying geology, they were talking very great about the subject in geology. So one day I decided that I must attend one of their classes. Right. I attended that, and I attended that class was on solar system, earth system, minerals, rocks, and I really got impressed, more impressed with the oratory skill of the professor. Then I never looked back and went ahead with geology. And,
a good professor, one lecture can change the destiny of a student. So then onwards, you never looked back.
I never looked back.
Who told you about an atomic energy, that you can get a job here? You never thought of going abroad?
I never thought of going abroad, in fact, because I thought probably if I work for the country, then I'll have a lot of opportunities to go abroad. There is not a problem at all, which I could manage. But then working with the country and working with the atomic energy gave me immense satisfaction. When I first got the opportunity to work in this department, I immediately joined because it had earned a name by itself. It has great achievers. It had already achieved many things in Indian science, and Dr. Bhabha's name is associated with this. So that influenced me to take a quick decision and join Department of Atomic Energy.
And there was no resistance from the family?
There was no resistance from the family.
But it's a very dangerous area that you are entering. Nuclear technology is not safe. All those fears related to nuclear technology?
Nothing.
Your father was very comfortable. Your mother was very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Nothing will happen to you if you work in this area.
Right.
They encouraged you? It was celebrated when you got selected?
Yes, it got selected. Celebration on both ways. First, I got the job, and then it is Department of Atomic Energy, which I have named by itself. Then, for the last 32 years, I am there in this company and this setup.
It's a long time. You have grown with UCIEL. Don't go anywhere. I have to take a break. The discussion will continue. We'll come back soon. Welcome back. Dr. Akshay Kumar Sarangi, you have grown along with this installation, a great installation in fact, which is serving the country. Did you ever feel unsafe working there as a geologist?
Not at all. It's a very, very safe installation. In fact, I am working in a mine. A lot of mines have been developed after my joining in these things. There is absolutely no problem working in this setup.
See, when the blueprint was being laid, we knew even at that time that we do not have sufficient uranium. And whatever uranium we have, it is of not very good quality. It's of very, very inferior quality as compared to what other countries have. Yet we have gone ahead with searching uranium frantically during the past at least 50 years, if not 60 years. What do you see as future of mining uranium in the country? Because we have a little bit of it in Jharkhand. Northeast may supply some. Karnataka a little bit. Good uranium probably in Karnataka, but very little. And then you have Andhra Pradesh. It is not sufficient to sustain nuclear power within the country. What is the future?
It has to be said in two ways. First of all, we are almost convinced that India doesn't have large resources of uranium, but we have large resources of thorium.
Correct.
And with this unique arrangement of atomic mineral resources in our country, Dr. Bhabha had visualized that and had dreamed for unique three-stage nuclear power program, which may be knowing. Three-stage nuclear power program. In the first stage, we will use whatever uranium we have. Then in the second stage, and this uranium, first stage uranium will produce power, and the second stage, that plutonium that comes out of reprocessing of uranium will be used in the second stage.
When we use fast breeder reactors.
Fast breeder reactors, right, which is under construction now. And thorium used in the second stage reactors will produce uranium-233, which will be used as a fuel in third stage of reactors. And in third stage reactors, more of thorium will be used to produce uranium-233, will also be used as a fuel. This is a very unique, unique arrangement of taking the maximum
out of whatever
potential of uranium, whatever you have, and also making the most use of thorium, large resources of thorium. And that is how we will be able to attain nuclear security for our country. And so that is the reason why whatever uranium we have, we must make sure that we are maximizing its production and maximizing its utilities. That is how we see our role in this country.
But less than 50% of nuclear power plants that are running in the country can use the available uranium at the moment. You are trying very hard. UCIL is trying very hard to meet the demand. But the gap is too large, the demand and the supply gap. We are trying to fill it up with imported uranium from Russia. Now Australia also is entering into business with us, but mainly the old Russian states. Don't you think that security cannot be achieved unless we implement the plan that was laid by Bhabha, which is going to take a lot of time?
Yes, you are absolutely right. This imported uranium that we are getting now, those are come with some riders. Those uranium cannot be used in the three-stage nuclear power program. That is quite clear. So this uranium will be used in the reactors which will act as additionalities to our program of three-stage power program. That, as I said initially, that the more and more uranium that we produce, we will have a bigger platform in the first stage, which will enable us to exploit the potential of the large resources. We must go ahead with the three-stage nuclear power program that has been visualized by Dr. Bhabha about 50 years back.
But if there is a geopolitical crisis today in the world, which can happen at any point of time, then don't you think that our program will be completely destabilized because 50% of our power reactors, especially the nuclear power reactors, are dependent on the foreign fuel? We have faced this crisis. In 2000, we faced the crisis. We also faced very recently in 2014, there was a problem of supply. So don't you think that we are slightly insecure at the moment?
In fact, as I understand correctly, this Indian nuclear agreement that has been put into practice now, that has sufficiently addressed these issues. But that is one aspect. And at the same time, we are pursuing our efforts to produce more and more indigenous uranium.
How safe is mining within the country? Especially in Jadugoda, which has been in news for wrong reasons, or the latest technology that is being used to mine uranium in Andhra Pradesh. How safe are those mining projects?
Uranium mining is absolutely safe, and it is safer than mining any other products, any other minerals in this country. There is absolutely no doubt about that. In fact, these wrong regions that you talked about, uranium mining, it is because of the two things. First of all, it is mining. The mining industry as such, in spite of its their best of best contribution to the society, for the legacy issues, they are on the wrong side. People don't see mining as a contributor to the national growth, even if they contribute largely. And secondly, uranium
mining, nothing
can happen. And secondly, uranium mining is a part of a nuclear industry, which again, as you rightly said, that it is being seen as a part of uranium, and uranium is introduced to the mankind in a very wrong way. So these are the two regions, basically two regions, for which uranium mining is in the wrong. That people, those who are not aware of scientific facts or things, they see this as detrimental to health and other things, detrimental to environment, which is absolutely not correct. You can see me, for the last 32 years, I'm working in this industry.
And inside the mine all the time.
And in fact, the place where I'm working, people, for third generation people are also working in the same mine. So there is absolutely no reason for me to be scared of.
There have been news that the incidents of health problems have risen in the area of Jadugoda especially. You refute them completely because you have conducted surveys in that area as well.
A large number of surveys have been conducted. Large number of reports are available on websites in public domain, and we strongly refute those charges. And we have been refuting the charges in different platforms, different forums.
I would like to ask you, what is special, because we were late entrant. We are the 13th nation as far as nuclear power is concerned. What is special about our mining system? How are we different, and what kind of latest technology that we are using, and indigenous technology that we are using for mining?
First of all, our mining, as you rightly said from the beginning, that it's a low-grade resources, and these deposits are small in size, they are narrow width, and grade is also low. So we cannot go for massive production like what other people are doing. Our mines will be able to produce only small quantity of uranium, of course with a low grade. So the technology that we apply has to be safe enough to handle uranium, to produce uranium to our need. So whatever the development that has taken place in the world, especially in case of mining, underground mining, in fact we are working in 6 out of 7 mines that we are operating are underground. Whatever technology that we have followed, they are best comparable to anywhere in the world. In fact, our technology assimilates the skill available in our place, as well as we have gone for appropriate level of mechanization to meet our needs.
I'll have to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back soon. Welcome back. Dr. Sarangi, we were discussing that Indian experience of nuclear technology has been a unique experience, including the mining of uranium. When we were developing when we took as a nation this decision that we'll go for nuclear power for peaceful purposes, at that time, the international community did not support us. We had to develop things right from scratch. And I have Dr. Seth now on record that most of the scientists who were initially recruited didn't know much about the material, the technology, and we did it. When we are talking about mining part of this whole exercise, we are mining uranium and thorium, both thorium deposits are, as you said, in large quantities. This uranium is low grade, so every single drop of uranium, the yellow cake that we get out of it, is extremely important for the country. How is it that we are going to ensure that we take maximum out of whatever we have?
When we discover the deposit, we try to do some techno-economic studies, techno-feasibility studies. Then we prepare the mining plan.
Which is your area of specialization,
exactly,
in fact.
Exactly. And we prepare the mining plan in such a way that we will be able to extract maximum out of that. And same is the processing technology. The technology that we adopt, that we have developed over a period of time with our experience, with our research and development in our own setup, takes care of facts that minimum amount of uranium is lost in the process. We try to get maximum out of that. And
how do you ensure that technically? I would like to understand a little bit.
It is, you can compare with the recovery of uranium that comes out is almost equivalent to, or if not better than, what other people do in other countries.
For example, United States of America or Australia or
they are all very,
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan is a different story. Kazakhstan, they adopt in situ leaching method of mining, which is again unique. That's a very unique method of mining. They don't do mining. It is neither underground nor open cast. It's a different kind of method and is applicable only to a particular geological setup. Such setups are not available in that. If you go for our type of ore body, our grade of ore body, open pit and on-ground, conventional type of mining, then on this recovery factor, we stand probably at the top of the world.
At the top of the world,
yes,
you would say it with
yes,
confidence
yes.
and with responsibility.
Yes.
And this excellence has been achieved from within. We didn't get much of support from outside. Now, if we look at this scenario today, you are talking of sustainable mining of uranium in particular. What should one understand by sustainable mining of uranium?
Sustainability, I mean, I will not go by definition. It calls for the progresses to meet the need of the present generation, and at the same time, you live for the future generation also to survive. They should not struggle for the work that we do today. Under this context, under this philosophy, mining industry finds difficult to make an impact because it's an extractive industry. The mine, if once the ore or mineral is mined, it is lost. And it's not available for the future generation and the things. So they have to have some other ways, that is leaving some social or environmental footprints for the future generations to strive. But if you talk to uranium mining on this regard, it's a bit different. Its position is a little different, a little positive. First of all, uranium is a very concentrated source of energy, and it is used in production of electricity from nuclear power, which is considered as the clean electricity compared to the environmental constraints, environmental damage done by electricity generated from thermal power, through thermal power. Secondly, I mean that
but when it contaminates, like Fukushima, it contaminates for
no,
centuries to come.
No, it's not like that. Then it helps the earth in protecting itself from the irreversible environmental damage caused by other sources, especially the fossil fuels. Then in addition to that, in uranium in our country, as I said, in the use of three-stage nuclear power program, the more of uranium that we use, it gives us the confidence and gives us a bigger platform to make maximum use of thorium, thereby attaining the energy security for the future. So that is how uranium has, the process of mining uranium, process of producing uranium is a sustainable compliant process, sustainable development compliant process.
And for this you were awarded the national award.
Yes, my recognition is more towards capacity building in this uranium production sector, the institutional growth of this sector. That is how it has been awarded in that.
How did you celebrate when you were awarded?
Well, I received this news when I was in a meeting with industry experts, industry leaders. When I received this message, in fact, there was jubilation from everybody, because uranium industry is a very small industry, very strategic industry, and a very focused industry. Normally, we do not advertise much on our activities, other things, but somehow it has been noticed by the policymakers, and that is how this award has come, and it's a celebration for the whole industry.
See, you mentioned that you have worked with people like great scientists like Dr. Kakotkar and Dr. Chidambaram. I find that the environment, the hope, and the culture that has been created by people like Dr. Bhabha, Dr. Setna, Dr. M.G.K. Menon, and later on by the second generation, has been a unique experience in the country. Has that been an inspiring force behind the work and seriousness that all atomic energy installations have? Have you experienced that culture, and you think that you are a part of that, you're a product of that culture?
Yes, I am very fortunate to be a part of that culture. In fact,
what was unique about Dr. Kakotkar and Dr. Chidambaram that you remember?
Yes, they're great personalities and they're great team leaders. They'll encourage you to get the maximum out of you, and they're ready to take the responsibility in case there are disappointments, and that is how...
And that is the culture across the board in
yes, exactly.
atomic energy.
Yes, and the uranium industry that we are seeing today, that is because of, in fact, I must compliment the efforts made by my seniors, those who took this uranium industry to such a platform, a big platform, where and allowed us, youngsters like us, to dream and set some target and achieve certain things.
Very good, wonderful. You have paid your homage to the previous generation, your seniors. Do you have a message for younger generation?
I meet very often my colleagues. Of course, I always tell them that see, the position that you are working today in the organizations or in the system, you have contributed. At the same time, there is a lot of contribution from the society or from the nation, that you must accept that, must admit that, and you must avail the opportunities that are present before you today to pay back to the nation in some form or other, at least more than what you have received in this. And also, I go to some different colleges, institutions for imparting lectures, attending other things. No, I always tell the students that when you go out of these colleges and you finish your educations, you look for sectors, not only those who pay good packages, compensation packages, other things, but you must see the sectors which provide big challenges, challenging responsibilities. And I must tell you that Indian nuclear sector, Indian uranium sector, they are known for some such prospects.
Look for big challenges, not only for big pay packets. That is the message we take back home today. If you have any questions, queries, or comments, Dr. Sarangi will be very happy to answer them. Write to us. Our email address is eurekarstv@gmail.com. Thank you very much for giving us so much of time and coming to Rajya Sabha channel.
Thank you.